Still my birthday. Still my birthday. I just got home. It was a fun day. Had the barbecue with my family, and they surprised me, of course. You know, birthday barbecue. So I cut my beach time short because they invited me to the barbecue. But otherwise, I would have stayed at the beach all day until the sunset. But I knew they were looking forward to just hanging out, and so that was really nice. And but this morning I had the photo shoot, and I mean it was great. It was great. I asked, people were asking me, the people I shared the photos with were asking me how I felt, because there is a level of splurging. So the funny thing is, the video that I posted today was on splurging. Every time I hang out with my family, I splurge on food. I think the last time was the twins' birthday party, and then today they made like carne asada, and I was like, for whatever reason I can't. I indulge when it's carne asada. Yeah, so I overate to the same point of where like my stomach was like hard. I was like, oh. So I splurged. Then I had dairy. I had dairy last night. I forgot to tell them no cheese, and so I got like a cheese pimple. And then I had cheese today, and I had cake. the Matilda cake, the chocolate cake. The kids picked it out. So I was like, oh yeah, of course I'll eat it, right? Because the kids bought it, and I didn't want to hurt their feelings, but it was like the Matilda cake, you know, where it's like Bruce, and then you cross a bill. It was yummy cake, but yeah, I started feeling it. But unfortunately, I knew, I'm like, I'm going to the barbecue, you take my pills, and that helped a lot. But anyways, so it's just funny coincidence, right? The splurging theme continues at least once a month. But the activity in the morning, the photo booth, or the photo shoot, the boudoir, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the boudoir shoot, shoot. You know, I was explaining to my friend Rems, you know, I'm like, you know, this is really liberating. Like, it's just a very, like, I was a little nervous at first. But then, you know, the last photo shoot that we did, I already crossed a few barriers there. And even he said, he's like, you know, this changes our relationship. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, we crossed boundaries. But I'm comfortable doing that with him because the foundation is there. I've known him since I was 14. This is like 14. That's what? Like 6? No. Can't be 46. Did I add? 40 minus 14 is not 46. Oh, no, it's 3. 26. He's been a part of my life for 26 years. I'm so bad at math. He's been a part of my life for 26 years. So yeah, like, we crossed boundaries in the sense of how much exposure, right? and it wasn't like, I think it was tasteful. I think it was tasteful. I mean, was it like, you know, revealing in certain ways? Yeah, but not too much. I don't think it was too much. I don't think it was for me. And they came out beautiful. I mean, by the time you watch this one, I had already posted a few of those shots. And I'm not going to post more, I don't think, than that. Because it was really for me. But there's a sense of splurging in that too. And splurging in that self-love and that care and the self expression, right? It's splurging on self-expression, because that's really what it is. This whole process is on me figuring out how to express myself, right, in a creative and artistic manner that speaks and is in alignment with my heart and space. And this photo shoot was really speaking to my comfort in my own skin, and really indulging in the pleasures, right, of finding myself attractive. And I had this conversation with this fire sign about this, and this, when we take pictures of ourselves in a certain way, and kind of in awe of how beautiful we are, and how sexy we can be, and just sometimes we put that on other people to turn us on, right, to for them to make us feel good. And we forget how important it is for us to take ownership of that process, and do what we need to make us feel good, to make us feel sexy, to make us feel desired within ourselves, right? And I really feel like this event this morning spoke to that for me personally. It may look completely different for other people, but for me, this is what spoke to that element of my life, of self-expression and self-love, and just feeling sexy in my skin, and that, yeah, I mean, that's what it was. And it was a great way to prepare myself for the nude modeling that I'm gonna do, because I'm determined to do that. I'm determined. Like I mentioned, I told this friend of mine, I'm like, I feel so liberated. Like, I feel so comfortable. Like, I can just be in front of him. Now the challenge is, can I do that with like a group of strangers who are going to paint me? And so, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mentioned it to my sister and my mom. I'm like, I spoke to Kelsey about, if we can model more than one person at a time, and she was in agreement with that. And I told them, I'm like, she's looking for women of all shapes and sizes, ages, and I'm like, we should do it. I told her, I'm like, all three of us should do it. But of course, I recommend, I'm like, let's go paint first, and so we can see. My mom was thinking about it, just the being able to express yourself, and even the thought and the illusion or idea of, oh, maybe it could, right? That alone triggers within us like, ooh, the sense of excitement, the sense of like walking into the unknown of what could that be like, right? And it excites us, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think sometimes we judge, or quick to judge, of like, oh no, that's, we shouldn't be doing that. That's sinful. It's just self-expression, right? It's just, what did this fire sign say? It was like, there's so many creative ways to express ourselves when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to, it's at the heart of creation, really. Sexuality is the heart of creation, because if we think about it, creation is sexual, right? I mean, you need to engage in the act to create a baby. It's creation, I mean, that's what that is. And so when this fire sign put it in that way, I was like, what a great way to put it, right? And I know Christina Lopes actually talks about it too. And I'll find that link and put it below. Because that was, I never thought about it in that way. We often think of sex as sin. and you know, any element related to that, right? And again, everything's on this range of intensity, and there's so much shame, right, towards certain even interactions with people, or concepts, right, like affairs, or indiscrepancies, or you know, dressing too sexy, you know. I mean, it just, there's so much shame around it, and you know, again, everything balanced, right, and purposeful. And this fire sign just did a wonderful job of describing this concept to me in such a way that, one, I was really turned on, if I'm being honest. But two, it made total sense. It made total sense. You know, in terms of breaking those barriers, in terms of breaking the shame around it, the guilt, and trying to, you know, come to terms with it for ourselves, and what it means for ourselves. It really is just a form of self-expression and creation, right? And when you're engaged in that with another person, regardless of how that other person presents themselves, as long as there's that connection and the choice to engage in those acts or that act together, you're collaborating in some type of expression of creation. I don't want to say love, because sometimes it's not love. Sometimes it's just exploration. Sometimes it's just, I mean, some people use it for coping. Everything is purposeful. Everything is purposeful. Everything has a purpose. Everything serves a purpose. And so when we start labeling things like this as good or bad or too sinful, right, it takes away, I think, it takes away from the root of what it's meant to do, what its purpose is, right? It's something very raw, very natural, very, you know, how did he describe it? He said it could be playful, it could be playful, creative. I'd have to listen to it again, but maybe I'll describe it. I'll quote what he said, because it was really good how he put it. It was really good how he put it. I was like, wow, it's so true, so true. And there's so much truth to that. So yeah, I'm glad I did this for my 40th. What a great way to just embrace me, all of me. And it's a good step to that next part of, like, you know, full disclosure. Posing nude for an art class. So we'll see. But anyways, I thought that was funny that this Splurging theme continued. And that was the video I posted on today. Perceptions on splurging. And splurging in different ways. But anyways, I hope this fire sign's okay. I haven't heard from him in a bit, but I know he's busy, so yeah. Other than that, it was a really good day. A lot of fun. So thank you to all of you who made that happen, and the well wishes and the nice compliments for the photo shoot. And of course, I think, like, the one I recorded on or posted today, Splurging, that was also the day that I posted on the last photo shoot, the first photo shoot that I did. And at the end I put, like, a little montage. So I might do that today, or for this one again. I'll just pick different ones. I tried to pick different ones than what I posted on Instagram, but we'll see. We'll see what I decide to do. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and